Good afternoon and welcome to the Bipolar Guy podcast. I am Dr. Curtis Schindler and I am a licensed mental health counselor in the state of Florida with a PhD. I work hand in hand with my wife, who's my partner in our practice Center for Integrated Therapies in both those cities, as well as the Bipolar Center. We're also currently working on opening up an inpatient center in St. Croix, U.S. Virgin Islands, to focus specifically on bipolar for clients who need that one-on-one help in a different location. The reason I'm doing this podcast, I really want to get into the who, what, why, where, and how. The why is the biggest, and the why is because I believe that people need information and need help with mental health. Bipolar being, of course, a biggie for that. The reason I say that is because we've worked with so many clients, patients over the last decade or so that we hear the same things all the time. I've been taking medications for 20 years. I've done therapy for 30 years. Nothing's helped. I've been doing it for years. And this is the first thing that's ever helped me. So that's happening all the time. We hear it every day. What I also hear from the loved ones who attend with these clients, whether it's the mom or dad or a spouse or brother or sister, somebody who's very worried about the individual and gets them into the office because that person's generally given up hope after years and years of trying things and being very frustrated. Nothing seems to work. The medications work, but then you have to do more medications or change medications or bump up the medications. And there are lots of side effects that come along with most of those medications. And after a while, it becomes grating on that person's psyche. So what I hear a lot is, how come nobody tells us that this is out there? How come I didn't hear about this, like I said, 10 years, 20 years ago? And we need to figure out a platform that we can get that out so that people can get help wherever they are. Most people there's lots of people that do what we do here in Sarasota and Palm Beach Gardens around the country and even in Europe. So what we would like to do is let you know it's out there, how it works, why it works, and what it is that we're doing. So that's the main impetus of this podcast. I've got about 25 podcasts set up, and we're going to talk about everything from bipolar disorder to anxiety and insomnia and headaches and migraines, all the things that the brain wants to work on to get healthy. And we're going to tell you how we do it and what the success rate we've had and how we're basically changing people's lives on a daily basis. And I think that's really important because it's great that we can do it in our location, but it really needs to be, there's so many people that are hurting from these disorders that aren't getting good enough help so that they can change their lives. So that's the biggest why for me, is because I hear it so often. How come I've been suffering for so long when this was available when I started or found out or got diagnosed? Or even, how come I can't get a diagnosis? There's not a great place on the internet where you can go and get great information. But we've done probably over 40,000 sessions with clients over the years. And so what that's done for us is really let us fine tune into what's going on with the individual, why the situation has not resolved or been at least managed well for the last years, why they're suicidal or why they're still severely depressed or why they're still swinging with the bipolar or other things. And we're going to get into that individually on different podcasts. But because of all that experience, we really have a wealth of knowledge and information. I have referred many people out to other providers, and when they call, people come to us from other states, but oftentimes that might not be doable. So I'll refer them to other people. But those people haven't done the work that we've done generally, because most people don't want to work with bipolar. For one thing, a lot of therapists feel like it's too hard, I guess would be the easy way to say it, but it's a little scary because if you're working with clients that are suicidal, you don't sleep well if you're worried about them. I don't know that answer for sure, but there's not out there as much as I'd like it to be, and we'd like it to grow so that if you're in Des Moines, you can find somebody near your house that can actually help you and get your life back on track. So with all that expertise, what I found is when I do refer, oftentimes those people don't have that expertise. They're not doing it that often or have only done it a few times, even though they may be using the same equipment. They're not up to task, sadly. So that's one of the goals here. So we want to help connect you with people. We want to help you more, though, understand what's going on in your brain, what's going on with you, help with the invalidation that people are usually giving around you. So if you understand what you've got going on, then it makes it easier to explain it and also to work towards things that can be helpful for you even basically, such as exercise. So I really look forward to sharing this information with you and hopefully talking to you. And thank you very much for joining us today for this introduction. I'll be dropping other podcasts as well on a weekly basis, and I look forward to working with you. Have a great day.